Anyway, so the third party is the one that unites everything. Let's see further in here. Tiferet is thus referred to as truthful, for it contains both opposing preceding characters. You have the giving and the taking all in one. You have the up and the down and the up all in one. Opposite the characters are all united. That's truth. Truth is emes. Emes means it's always consistent. Whether it's going up or going down, you can't lie. You can't be untruthful. In Tiferet, both chesed and gevura are of equal importance and are synchronized to produce a stable, balanced, and fair system for creation. So although in relation to godliness, the number one seems to be the higher and most important, true unity is only attainable when aware of another entity, yet we retain the unity. It's only truth, emes, can only be when there's other entities and the other entities are consistent with each other. That's unity, that's emes. So if they are inconsistent with each other, then you can't even listen to the sounds that music would make, or you can't even look at the painting. Oh gosh, how do you manage to throw all these colors around? They don't fit, they don't work, or a color scheme that a person is wearing, or whatever. It makes a person look like a sore thumb. Only when each entity is utilized properly do you have proper unity, do you have the real emes. If we are unaware of the other entity, just try to ignore it, there is no guarantee that the unity is truthful. Because if the music doesn't fit, it doesn't sound right. You can't even listen to it. When it fits, you don't even realize how many pieces are in the symphony, because they are all come together as one sound. So you can't really identify if there's trumpets, there's a trombone, and here's the keyboard, and here's the guitar. It's hard to know because they are so perfectly in sync with one another. They're synchronized. Same thing with a painting. You have to study it for a long time to be able to realize all of the details if they're done right. If they're done wrong, you say, oh gosh, I can't see this, it's too hard, too difficult to look at. Take, for example, the 3 months of Nisan, Iyar, and Sivan. The next Hebrew month is Adar. Again, we have 2 Adars, but after that comes Nisan. That's where Pesach is in Nisan. Nisan, Iyar, and Sivan. In the first month, Nisan, God liberated the Jewish people from Egypt. This revelation from on high was in a manner that absolutely did not consider the limitations that result from the perspective of the physical world. Or in other words, the higher and the lower. There was one world, God's world. And he ignored Egypt. He destroyed it. There was no bottom. In the second month, and to the Jewish people, we just said, yes, let's go. It's beautiful here. In the second month, Iyar, the daily counting of the Omer indicates, which is done every single day of that month, indicates the step-by-step refinement of character, i.e., interacting with the other entity, the physical entity, which is, albeit to transform it, the lower to the higher. What we focus on in the second month, although it begins in the first month, but the whole second month is completely, the entire month is completely obsessed with its daily counting, which finishes at Shavuos. This counting of the Omer. The counting means that we are now preparing ourselves step by step, day by day, towards receiving of the Torah, towards getting up to Sinai. That takes a refinement of character. That means we're dealing with the most deep base levels that require refining within us. That means we're taking from the lower and we're trying to elevate it to the higher. We're trying to become more disciplined. We're trying to make things count. That's why we're counting things. It is specifically in the third month, the month of Sivan, that the Torah was given. For it is specifically when we are aware of this other entity, which is the worldly entity, not just the godly entity of Passover, but the worldly entity of the Omer, that we can express true unity with God in the form of receiving the Torah. True oneness, because now we are prepared from the lower level The world is prepared. The world around us has been prepared. Has been elevated. Has been refined. So now God, who represents, of course, heaven, and people who represent earth, can be synthesized in the third month with the Torah. Close the oven, please. This also explains the verse in Malachi, which says a Torah of truth, Torat Emet, Toras Emes, a true Torah of truth, and the fact that the Torah was given on the third day, not just in the third month, but when the Torah describes the giving of the Torah, it says, and it was on the third day of preparation, which indicates the appearance of God's essence at the giving of the Torah. And later he says in the parenthesis, it says in the parenthesis that the Torah was given in the third millennium. It was given in the year 2448 after creation, which we'll talk about on Tuesday. But 2448 is the third millennium. It was also given by two people who were divided into three: Kohanim, Leviim, and common people, Yisraelim. And the Torah itself is divided into three: the Torah, the prophets, and the scriptures. And Moshe was the third child. It was Miriam and Aaron and then Moses. So there's a lot of threes that are connected with Moses, the Torah, and the day, and the month, and the year, and everything. It all works into the number of three, because the Torah is Toras Emes. It's the truth, and it brings together. What it says is, take care of yourself. You also count. It doesn't say there's only God. We learned this in the previous two essays ago, that the oneness of God doesn't mean that God is the only one, or else the Torah would have said the only one. What it means is that God is the one, but He allows and He creates and He wants there should be a counter to God. That's why He creates us in His image. In the image of God, we are created so that we can be a partner to God. Not that we are a separate entity, but we are really all united. And the Torah brings that out. The fact that the Torah was given to the people means that God and the people are now connected through this Torah. So when we follow the Torah, we are connected to God. And we have this connection, with bond that we have with God. These are human beings with a supreme being. Two opposites, but work in synthesis, in connection, in concert, in symphony with each other, creating, hopefully, beautiful music or a beautiful picture. Page 40. The first word is, this is why the verse first states. First words on the page.
This one has 239 to no 40.
Yeah, 39 actually on here.
Huh?
There's an extra 39 here.
No, I have 239s and no 40.
Here's your 40.
That's 41.
And 40.
Nobody-
Everybody left, yeah.
Really?
That's what I want to think.
They left out.
Only the good guys are here.
Oh, really?
Okay, let's. We are still on camera. Page 40. This is why the verse first states, "And you shall serve Havaya your God." Havaya is the ultimate level of godliness, the one that creates, the one that's past, present, and future. "And He shall bless." First, you worship God, then He blesses you. The narrator of the Torah says that when you will serve Havaya your God, then He shall bless your bread and your water. That is Havaya, regarding whom it is stated, "And you shall serve Havaya your God, shall bless your bread and your water." So first it says it's a third party. Remember the three here. It's a third person. It's not said that Moses says, "I will bless." God says, "I will bless." Or Moses says, "God will bless your water." It just says, "Serve your God and He will bless your water," as if He's not here. And as if Moses isn't here either. So when you are connected to your third party, which is the ultimate level of godliness, through the Torah, it means you're worshiping God, you're serving God through the Torah, then you get this blessing of bread and water, that this great Havaya, this great transcendent level comes and gives you that blessing. And then you're taken care of. Later, the verse states, and I will remove illness from your midst. The direct language of, and I will remove illness, it doesn't say, and he will remove it like he says, he will bless your water. I will remove illness, means that the narrator himself says that he will remove illness from your midst. He's saying it. The third party is saying it now. He woke up the third party. I'm here. From this it is understood that the concept of avodah, worshiping, serving God, applies not only to the level of God's name, Havaya, but also to the narrator of the Torah, which is the quintessence of the infinite, that third party, blessed be he. Avodah causes not only that he shall bless your bread and your water through the name of Havaya, but also, and I will remove illness through the quintessence of the infinite, blessed be he. He's coming along, not just are we getting this third entity now, but we're getting this third entity that we are unable to define properly and saying, I'm here now. Once you are connected to God and He's blessed you, then I will remove illness. That means you'll be forever. You'll have the greatest thing you can have. Okay, and that's where we break for this week.